Hey everyone, welcome back to JiggleSquid. My name is Dustin, and we are playing more Banner Saga today. So last time we left off, we kicked a bunch of scalping ass at the mead hall, and we're gonna go meet some dudes down at the docks and try to give Eirik some time to clean up the mead hall to welcome our new guests. So let's head on down there. Vognir. A familiar Varl steps onto the docks. In your mind, you recall a much younger version trampling the halls of Grofheim, abundant in purpose. In porpoise. God, Zubin, you're looking ancient. Comes with being old. And if there is Vognir, there must be Hakon. Must there? Still bleeding tribute from the poor and stupid, old yaks? At what age do you lose a sense of shame? Jorundir demands it. I'll take that over lingering death in Grofheim. Speaking of, I had no sense that you were so far from home. Just returned from Arborang, in fact. And glad for it. Hakon motions to the other ships in the bay, sails still fluttering. Golden wolf head emblazoned on red. The king of men, or someone on his behalf. The king's whelp. The king's son, Ludin. Don't you know, Scrivener? We visit his capital, he visits ours. It's how you make alliances these days. It's a miserable waste of time. Yes, Hakon has it. I'd almost forgotten. It's a good thing you're around, Hakon. Then you're going to Grofheim. I have the distinct feeling I've finished my business in Strand, and was heading there myself. We should caravan. We should. Give it a day. In better circumstances, I'd drink a week away, but, let's just be done. Find me tomorrow at the gates. What he's trying to say is the prince is a delight to behold. Where's Mogir? Hakon, have him find a place to put up the warriors. I'm heading up to meet the governor. A host of giants departs in his wake. You recognize a few, and others are strangers to you. Guess I'm off to find Mogir. See you in the morning, Scrivener. I'll be along. The young prince of men ambles from his ship. He brushes off his tunic, scanning the beach with low eyelids. Ludin looks for all the world the sort of boy who grew up pulling the legs from spiders. Oh, great. The long road back to Grofheim should be more interesting than most years, you think. Weariness suddenly settles in, and you chuckle to yourself about what an odd day it's been. One of the governor's men at the Great Hall could find you a place to sleep. On the other hand, if you're going to join Wagner's caravan tomorrow, it might not hurt to share a drink with Hakon, or introduce yourself to the prince they spoke so highly of. I think that was a joke, but okay. So I could hang out with these guys, or I could just go to the Great Hall and skip. So I think that I will hang out with Hakon first, and then meet the prince. Scrivener! You find Hakon in a mead house surrounded by other Varl. Strand is no stranger to Varl, but rarely see this many. Hakon waves you over. You went straight for a flagon. Vognir's the one who agreed to pass up a drink. I wasn't invited to the governor's hall anyway. You already missed the massacre. Every year I make the rounds collecting taxes. Every year it's the human settlements that give me trouble. No surprise. What this time? When I got here, the Great Hall was already full of bodies. We added a few more. Ha! Humans. I guess if I only lived as long as a Yoxford, I might be desperate to make something of myself, too. It's not too late to start trying, Hakon. Hakon lets slip a low chuckle. Any Varl could recount his deeds, known as he is for cutting a swath through Dredge at Wagner's side, in the Second War, and regularly since then. Down here I'm a glorified bodyguard. You might have a point. Just another reason to get back to Grofheim. Soon enough, I imagine. You drink until the mead house becomes overbearing, then step back into the cool air outside. Alright, so let's go and meet the prince. Is this the right place? You find the prince at an inn. Guards blanket the building, including a sharp-eyed Varl who must be working for Luden. A woman in red eventually waves you over and stands nearby, arms crossed. Greetings, Prince Luden. Yes, you're with Wagner? I don't remember you. Not exactly. I've known Wagner a long time. I'll be joining you back to Grofheim with my guards. Luden looks up for the first time. The woman doesn't react. Why? I work for the king, carrying ties to the capital. We crossed by chance. Oh, tax collector. Fine company. What do you want? I have a habit of recording history. I thought we might talk about your visit. A Var historian? Don't you already know? Your king and mine both have been practically trumpeting it throughout the cities. I've been on the road a while, I'm afraid. Luden takes a deep sigh. Whether tired or ungracious, you aren't certain. Maybe both. A formality, mostly. Wagner came to our capital in Aberang, and now we go to the Varl's capital in Grofheim to cement this grand alliance for the next age of men and Varl. You sound unconvinced. There's no need for it, and it's damn cold up here. You get the sense he's struggling not to complain outright. You take this opportunity to excuse yourself. So let's head to the Great Hall. That's all we got left. At dawn, you're awoken by a delivery of goods. At least you think it's dawn. It's damn hard to tell with a sun that never moves. The governor's crest adorns the supply leathers. All there, just as promised, to your mild surprise. You wonder if Eirik had anything to do with that. Your guards take the treasure wagon down to the gates. Wagner's already there. A while later, Luden and his men appear, groggy and disheveled. Mogir steps forward. Wagner's quartermaster. Excuse me. Wagner's quartermaster, if you recall correctly, in charge of his unwieldy entourage of warriors. You know him only in passing, and he asks if you're ready to depart. Well, I guess we're ready. You follow Mogir and join the others. Usually the smaller doors set into the gates would be enough to enter or leave the city, but the town guards have been told to push them open entirely. They mutter things under their breath that are best not heard. Perhaps the governor expected you to draw a crowd, but there's nothing of the sort. Just frustrated, tired people. It summarizes Strand well as a whole, you think. And off we go. So I think Eirik, we joined up with Wagner and Eirik, yeah, so now we've got way more men. There's our little caravan down here. Making our way across the country. So yeah, each day morale will slowly decline, supplies will dwindle. Vetterfell, I think right now. The caravan stops for the day. A gift, says Mogir, cracking open mead casks, from our gracious friend, the governor of Strand. Hours pass with raucous laughter as the mead is passed throughout camp. I will toast to Wagner. You raise your drink, toasting the alliance between man and Varl. The others join in. Luden's expression is like a stone wall, but the others laugh at your exaggerations. Eventually, you sit down beside Wagner. I will chat with Wagner. Thanks for the speech, slurs Wagner. Oh, that's it? That's like our whole... Oh, okay, here we go. Looks like you didn't have to miss out after all. Thanks to Mogir. I thought the damned governor would never shut up. Did he give you the history of his entire family? He tried. Then he asked me to clean up his mess. For your benefit, it turns out. I'd have given the job to you too. Gods, there's no joy in politics. Speaking of, what happens after this business with Luden? Hopefully the boy goes back to Aberang on his own, and I can take out some frustration on Dredge or something. Starting to sound like Hakon. You don't like the life of a diplomat. Did you miss the fight, Uben? You down your meat instead of replying. Wagner slouches and shakes his head. There's no great joy in killing Dredge. But this? Pretty sure this nonsense is some scheme between the two kings to force some kind of lineage. Used to be, warriors would follow you for what you've done. Isn't that why they follow you now? Is it? Or is it because I'm next in line? These lines are getting muddy, old Varl. They've always been muddy, Wagner. Wagner stares into the campfire, lost in thought. You leave him to it. Alright, so you rise groggily at the campsite, a casualty of merriment. Mogir is already kicking warriors awake when you spot Luden stalking your direction. He sidesteps sleeping bodies. Better wake up, you nudge Wagner. You're needed. Ah, it's Luden. Always a pleasure. You look well rested. Wagner releases a caged yawn. Me too. And receives a hard-eyed stare in return. How long to Grofheim? Haha. We're only 2 days out of Strand, you know. Come on, I'll show you on a map. I don't know why I keep yawning. I am so sorry. This is a map of the world. On its face is a map of the world. You can explore it by dragging the mouse to pan, using the mouse wheel to zoom. Okay. Location of your caravan is indicated here by Ubin's icon. The world map is covered with many locations and holds much lore. You can explore the map at any time, clicking on locations for more information. Let's go here. Vetterfell, named Bad Weather. The gales that blow in from the bay and around the mountain peaks keep Vetterfell in a generally unpleasant state. What really cemented the name was the kind of person who would live there. Men cast out from Strand for one reason or another, with nowhere else to go. Bradderbreck Peaks. We'll read about that later. We head north, then east, past the fort. Grofheim's far from Strand. Gonna be a long march. You should have drank last night, Luden. Why not take the ships to Skramestead? What's the point of marching? The Silverstone Bay is called that for a reason. It stays covered in ice all year. It would tear up the longships. Too bad, though. We could have shown you all the wonders of Skramestead. I keep wanting to call it Skyrimstead. A half-sunken city crawling with dredge, Prince. Dredge and glaciers. You like glaciers? Luden exhales through the nose, a poor disguise for his contempt. He turns and bats aside the tent flaps as he goes, barking at his companion in the distance. Don't poke the anthill, Wagner. He seems no happier to be here than you. Spend a few more days with the boy, old friend. You'll be looking for a tall cliff to hop off of, too. Luden's got a shorter wick than Hakon. Thanks, Wagner. Well, let's get moving. Another half day to Vetterfell if we're lucky. I'm still getting the voices. I'm getting there. Camp is where you manage your caravan. During travel, you can enter camp at any time by tapping the camp button on the travel HUD. So I can upgrade my allies at the hero's tent. You can pass time by resting. Improves the caravan's morale. Morale will reduce casualties in war and affect your willpower in combat. Each passing day uses supplies, so only rest when necessary. The training tent will allow you to safely try out any characters in a mock battle. And then I can tap leave whenever I'm ready to go. So this is the hero's tent. So I do need to upgrade Gunnulf, so we'll do that real quick. So click on a unit to view stats. So I can learn about his stuff here. So you can rank it up so that he hits 2, 3, or 4 enemies. So it's a rank 1 Warhawk. I can promote this guy. Let's go ahead and do that. So he gets higher stats and increases his item rank. I'm not really sure what item rank does quite yet. I don't know if that's like a gear type thing. Okay, so now he's got 2 points. So I can either... So what is... I don't know what this is. Oh, whoops. So he's got heavy impact. Okay, so if he hits enemies that are like standing next to each other, he can hit. He causes indirect damage, like real slight indirect damage. So I think I'm going to up his strength and up his willpower. Because I want him to just hit real fucking hard. Okay, so then we've got Ludin, who is the Spearmaster. So what can he do? He can impale. So he skewers his enemy doing normal strength damage before kicking them away. So causing them to bleed and knockback. Takes 1 strength damage for each tile they move, which can be especially deadly for enemies that are moved against their will. And then each kill makes the character encourage allies to fight harder, granting 1 willpower to the unit and any adjacent tiles. That's pretty neat. So then we've got Hakon, who is a War Master. That's all I'm looking for. So he can do Sundering Impact. So he hits really hard and it doesn't miss. So you can wreak additional havoc with +1 strength, and it also adds +1 break damage to the target. Plus bonuses to heavy impact. So he can also do the same thing that Gunnulf can do. Okay, nice. And then he is a Shield Master, so he can Bring the Pain. Strikes an adjacent enemy for armor break damage before hunkering down and boosting his passive ability, Return the Favor, to return even more break damage for 1 turn. By using Bring the Pain, he can create a forward charge that punishes enemies for ganging up against him. Enemies who attack him lose 1 point of armor for each strike against the character. Return the Favor triggers every time he takes damage from an adjacent enemy, which can make it devastating to hit him with attacks that strike him multiple times. Nice, so he kind of gets to like counter-attack every time he gets hit. That's neat. And then, yeah, that's our whole roster right now. So, we might try them out in a mock battle later. But for now, we're going to go ahead and just leave and keep heading on wherever we're going. Which I think we might stop in Winterfell.
Oh. Even the name means bad weather, where frozen wind sweeps in from the bay. They tend livestock, but most are just men driven from Strand with nowhere else to go. Why else would anyone stay? We won't stop long.
So I think that's Ubin's voice. And I'm not very good at it, as you guys have probably can tell from right now. So we've got good morale. So this peasant greets us, I guess. By Hadderbog, that's a lot of varl for some missing cattle. What? Couple days back, sent word to Strand about the cattle. Didn't expect an army. He looks pleased with himself until it sinks in that you're not here on his behalf. Where have your cattle gone? Wouldn't know. My boys seen men up the hills carrying them away. Don't know many men who can hoist a whole cow by himself. Scoffings out here, maybe? Could they have Varl working for them? Not from what the governor told me. I'm gonna take a look around and get camp set up. The peasant spits, his eyes anxiously darting about as the caravan sets up tents. We'll be here no more than a day. There's silver for any food you've got. For hundreds of Varl. Are you serious? Whatever you're willing to sell. You thinking of squatting? Not enough room for a couple hunters here. Forget hundreds of... Shut up. Hear that? Where's Ludin? It's faint. Sounds like fighting and something else. Hakon takes off at a run. Ooh, we got a battle? Let's whip some ass. So this is farther than I got the first time I played this. So we'll see what's going on. So these guys must be dredge, I think, looks like. Clicking any tile will automatically make a path You can also set waypoints. Click once to make a path. Now select the next waypoint. This is often useful when you need to avoid certain tiles. Neat. Okay, now confirm the move. Spearmen can attack diagonally and up to 2 tiles away. Click the top right banner to compare your stats with the enemies. Now click the enemy to... Okay, so this... Oof. Now click the enemy to target. So I've got a 50% chance to hit. Armor blocks attacks on strength. Each enemy armor higher than your strength, there is a 10% chance that the attack will be deflected. Notice the chance to hit shown above the attack button. Attack this enemy's strength. It's deflected. Deflected attacks do no damage. From here on out, you will fail catastrophically if you don't break armor. Damaging both strength and armor is equally important. Oh my god, he just killed him. So let's sunder this guy. Whack! We need to break this guy's armor down. Oof. I'll use a little willpower to get up here. And then I'll use his Bring the Pain. God, I'm gonna take him down. Can I move here? That's gonna use up a lot of willpower to do. And I'll move here, and then I'll make an attack, and then next time I'll... Yeah, let's put some good old Dustin. There we go. Break that armor down some more. This is not working out for me. So yeah, that should have done some damage. That guy's so strong. Oh boy. He's in trouble. Give him the shit. Yeah, take him down. Bam! Alright. So I did not handle that as well as I could have, but I won. That's all that matters. Alright, so Ogre's ready for promotion. Consequences. Gunnel's been injured in battle. Hakon has been injured in battle. Oof. Okay, so it's a rough start. Maybe we can come back from it. You trying to get yourself killed, Luden? What are you doing? You almost got killed. I was trying to get a shot between the plates. You never seen a dredge before, boy? What kind of idiot? Break their armor first. Where did they come from? We didn't even see them. They were just there. Hakon goes to where Vognir lies face down. The future Varl king lies motionless, aside from a spreading pool of blood. Well, Vognir's dead? Vognir's dead. Oh, he's dead! Oh, shit. Cut with keen-edged sword. Chapter 2. Damn. I liked Vognir. To have him taken out by just a bunch of dredge, that kind of sucks. So who are these guys? Where did that thing come from? Shh. Stay close. I think it's us. So these are some new people. Who are they? It's like... So they both got bows. Deployment happens before battle. Click your units, Rook and Alet. This must be Rook. And Alet. To deploy them within the blue squares, click Ready to start. So I'm going to put her... Looks like an archer, so I'm going to put her in the back. I'm going to put her right there. And then I'm going to put him up front. So ready. Battle! Click units... Portrait to see information about their abilities. So he can move through allies. Mark prey does armor break damage. All allies within range attack the marked target. So can he... Oh, okay, so he can only mark people that are right up on him. So let's go ahead and move. Move there. Can he make an attack? Okay, cool. So he can... Can he hit this guy? Yeah! Okay, break his armor. That's what we learned last time. Nice. Oh boy. Okay, so she's gonna move here. So what can she do? Thread the needle. What's that? Hits all units in between the archer and the target, doing bonus armor break damage. Ooh, neat. So should I do that, or should I do... +3 armor damage to dredge causes 1 armor damage to chain on all adjacent dredge. Tremble. Scourge uses his weapon to summon an ally to the battlefield. Oh. Can she not hit him? I'm guessing not. What's our stuff look like here? Okay. So I'm gonna have him. Oh no, I want him to mark the target. And she can hit him from here. So let's do a little extra mustard on this one. Bam! Look at that. So we'll do a 90% chance. Okay, so can we mark it again? Okay, so now she actually does make that. Ooh. Okay, so she's gonna have to take this guy out. Because he's too fucked up. Nice shot. Victory! Alright. Nice. What's that? A dredge? Alette looks calm, but you can tell her heart is about to beat right out of her chest. It was. Let me see. Are you hurt? No, I'll be fine. When the dredge attacked your cart and the yaks bolted, it spilled most of your supplies. You can see more dark figures moving through trees when you glance that direction. All that food. That's the last we're going to get before winter. What do we do now? Don't run. Let me think. I think if we hurry, we can gather the supplies before more of them appear. I can see them in the trees. Are you sure about this? No, we have to try. Be quick. So am I gonna have to be like in battle, but an objective to grab the shit and go? No. Alette calms the yaks while you frantically toss supplies back into the cart. More dredge emerge, but you manage to get the cart moving again before they can close in. The colossal figures slowly recede into the distance. Supplies represent food and other goods used to keep everyone alive on the road. When supplies are gone, people will start to die of starvation. The more people are in the caravan, the faster the supplies diminish. You can see how many days of supplies you have left on the travel display at the top of the screen. Most towns will have supplies to sell, as well as a few items. So I'm going to go ahead and stop here. So if you guys are enjoying this, tune in next time. We'll hopefully see more of Rook and Alette's story, and then eventually get back to Uben and Luden and Hakon, the Varl army, and dealing with the death of Vognir. So take it easy, everyone, and have a great day.